Cadman Turner. I'm a professional wrestler and I am known as the Mighty Cadman. I'm from a country town. It's Bendigo, Victoria, which is in Australia. Wrestling was sort of like banned in our house because Dad's into martial arts and he's like, oh, you can't watch that crap. But then I would go to my friend's place and we'd watch SmackDown on Saturday nights, and then we'd beat up his little brother, and then we'd make it was when the Dudleys were really big, and we'd make tables out of pizza boxes and stuff, and and give each other 3Ds through the pizza boxes. I always wanted to be an entertainer, and I always pictured myself playing cricket for Australia. But when I did it, I only ever did it because I wanted to entertain.
If you and I became a team, we could destroy everyone, not only in battle arts, but all over the world.
So there was an advertisement in the paper that there's a wrestling show coming to town. This is in Bendigo, nothing like that comes to Bendigo. So we went, me and my friend went, and it was just in this bush field. And Orlando Jordan was there. So he was the US champion and that sort of stuff. I'm like, oh yeah. And at the end of the show, I was just sort of loitering around the ring and I guess being a wrestling fan. And I started speaking to Orlando. And he's like, yeah, I've just moved to Melbourne and I've got a wrestling school. And I'm like, oh yeah. And he's like, yeah, you're welcome to come down, join in. So then I really it was I'm either going to do it or I'm not going to do it. Eventually, I'm like, yeah, whatever, I'll do it. So I started going down, and then that was the beginning. Orlando sort of taught us the very basics, the raw basics of bumping and running the ropes. I met a guy named Ali Vaez. He was the OVW heavyweight champion, and he was the one who taught me a lot. He taught me a lot of the psychology stuff. And it's funny, Rip trained Ali, Rip trained Anthony, and now Anthony trains me and Ali trained me. So it was a whole weird thing. And then I met Rip. It was pretty interesting. And then I was at a show in Melbourne, and Anthony was there. That was the first time I met Anthony. So he was the draw for our show. And then the day after, we did a seminar with him. The seminar was probably what sealed the deal, because he, the way he was explaining stuff was very different. And it was sort of, which is why the battle arts style is unique. This is the best facility outside of the WEPC, hands down. You're not going to get a place like this anywhere else. And if I leave, I know I'm going to go train in a gym in a tiny little shed type thing, where this is immaculate. I was very picky with trainers. I always wanted somebody who had done it, And then I met Orlando, and I knew Orlando had done it. And then Ali, I knew Ali was good. And then Anthony again. So I've only ever been trained by good people.
When an athlete like Cadman walks through the door, it's like a gift from God. He's big, he's strong, he has a fantastic personality. Coming from Australia, he's coming here for doors to be opened and opportunities, and he's learning a lot. When he first got here, he thought he knew a little more than he did, and he kind of realized he was humbled a little bit, but that didn't deter him at all. He started training hard and really embracing our philosophy here. And now he's escalating. He's in a tag team with Karoo right now. And this tag team has the potential to wrestle at any level. NXT, WWE, we just got to polish them up, get them in front of the right eyes, and they're going to go places, absolutely.
I like watching him because I know that he's so passionate about it. I get proud of him, I guess. And I can't wait to hear what he says about it, because I know that he's always... he's going to be really happy if he did a good job.
He hasn't come from any, professional sporting backgrounds or anything like that. But to see him, the transformation of his body, he lost a lot of weight, got super, super lean, and what he's been able to do, in the ring, not just physically, but the way he holds himself and the way he holds the crowd.
Still a champ, baby.
It's been amazing. So. And, in such a short period of time with the limited resources he had, I think probably has really demonstrated to me more than anything how much potential he does have.
wrestling was never about the money for me. Like, I'd do it for free, you know? Like, but now that I'm into it, it's like, I don't want a lot of money, I just want some money. As long as I can actually say I pay my bills wrestling, that's all I care about. It's like, that's what drives me, to be able to quit, like, working a real life.